Welcome back to Testimony Tuesday. So today, my testimony is actually a continuation of the testimony I shared last week about the truth behind hip hop. This week's experience, I'm talking about something that happened shortly after getting rid of all my secular music and the weird thing that happened with the CDs coming out of the dumpster. And little did I know, this was like my first introduction into this supernatural, and I didn't even recognize it when it happened. So I'm running around campus. I'm messaging everyone I know. I'm trying to get groups of people together so that I can share with them this knowledge that I now have. When I look back at my 20 or 21-year-old self, I am in awe that I was so bold and that I was going around proclaiming this and like really trying to get the word out about the dangers of music to everyone on a college campus. One night I was by myself at Taco Cabana. It was right behind my dorms. If you went to UNT, you remember that little Taco Cabana that was there behind Maple Hall. And I pull into the drive-thru, and while I'm ordering, this man walks in front of my car. He has on a red hoodie, and all I remember are his eyes, because his eyes, I couldn't really make out his facial features, but I could see his eyes, and they were like blazing. They were like a hazel color. I don't know. It's just almost like his eyes glowed. So I finished ordering, and he is standing square in front of my little Toyota Corolla. And I'm just looking frozen in fear, like, why is this person standing here in front of my car? I'm done ordering. I'm ready to pull forward. And he stands there and does this motion with his hand. After he does that, he walks away. I'm completely frozen in fear. I'm shaking in my boots, literally. I was so afraid. And I like pulled on around to the window because I'm like, at least there's someone there, and I feel a little bit safer. And all the while, I'm looking all around trying to see where this man went. I did not see him anywhere. So I asked the kids working the drive-thru, I told them what happened. And I said, did you see this guy in a red hoodie walk anywhere around the restaurant? One of the workers even ran outside on the other side where the front doors were to see if he saw him, but no one saw him. That night bothered me for a long time because I had no answers for it. I couldn't understand it. Why would someone do this notion as if they want to unalive you? And I had no clue who the person was. And it wasn't until almost 20 years later that I got the answer. And that is when I started to learn that the spiritual world is very much real, and people can call me what they want, but I have lived it. I have experienced it. And that person, that hooded figure, came back up when I was going through deliverance. And it had to do with the principality of hip hop that I went after, not because I was consuming the hip hop, but it was because I went after the principality and spread the word about the repercussions of listening to this music. And guess what? Attached to that principality was a spirit of death. So if anyone knows anything about the spirit of death, when it comes out in deliverance, you literally feel like you're dying. Like it cut off my air supply. So I just want to encourage you, not scare you, that the spiritual world in the spiritual realm is more real than you and I right now. There is so much happening around us that is not seen with physical eyes, but can be seen with spiritual eyes, and sometimes physical eyes, but still, it's not to be afraid, but just to be aware that we are spiritual beings living a physical experience, and it requires you to know how to operate in both. This is enough for now. I know that there is so much more we could talk about concerning this topic, but I just want to let you know that just because that principality presented itself to me and it threatened me in a sense, it didn't have the victory. God had the victory. And so, yes, it took from that point to the point of me even recognizing that it was a spiritual thing to then recognizing that I needed to be set free from that. It took over the course of, like I said, over 20 years. But thank God for knowledge, wisdom, and freedom. I'm free.